It happened back in 2015. I decided to take a solo road trip out to a forest a few hours away from where I lived. There was this abandoned fire lookout deep in the woods that I really wanted to check out. I had seen a few posts about it online. People said it was still standing, kind of safe, but technically it was illegal to go inside or even camp there. It wasn't maintained. Could collapse any time. Still, I went. The last post I found about it was like 3 years old, so honestly, I had no idea what I was walking into. I parked my car in this small ditch on the side of the road, grabbed my backpack, packed for 2 days, and started hiking. There wasn't really a trail. I had a handheld GPS with me so I wouldn't get lost, but most of the time I was just pushing through random parts of the forest. Trees, bushes, uneven ground. It got worse the deeper I went. The hike took around 4, maybe 5 hours. By the end, I was exhausted. I remember thinking, this lookout better still be there. Otherwise, I'd have to sleep somewhere out here, in the middle of nowhere. Finally, I saw it, peeking out above the trees. When I got closer, I was actually surprised. It didn't look that bad. The paint was worn, yeah, but the structure seemed okay. I pushed on the support beams, solid. So I decided to climb. The ladder was metal, strong, but every step made this creaking sound, loud enough to make me pause a couple times. When I reached the top, I just stood there for a second. The view was insane. You could see the entire forest. No roads, no houses, nothing, just endless trees in every direction. It felt peaceful. Too peaceful. Yeah, I walked around the edge and went inside. The place was small, really small, just one room, maybe around 150 square feet. There was an old bed in the corner, completely fallen apart. A wooden desk on the other side, windows all around, but they were in bad shape. That was it. Nothing else. I dropped my bag, rolled out my sleeping pad, set up my sleeping bag, and made some food using my small camping stove. As the sun started going down, I stepped back outside onto the ledge, watched the sunset. It was honestly one of the best I've ever seen, but it didn't last long. Soon, it was just dark, and not normal dark. The sky was covered with clouds, no moon, no stars, nothing to light things up. Still, I stayed outside for a while, just sitting there, listening. It must have been about an hour into the night when I noticed something down below, a light, moving through the trees. At first I thought it was someone with a flashlight, but it didn't look like one. The light was orange, flickering like a torch. Who uses a torch out here? That alone felt weird. I watched it for a while as it moved between the trees, not too far from where I was. It didn't make sense. This place was remote, no trail, no signs of people. And then the light disappeared behind something, and it never came back. For about 30 minutes I didn't see it again. Still, I stayed out there, trying to ignore how strange it felt. Eventually, it got cold. The wind picked up. So I stood up, planning to take one last look before going inside, and that's when I saw him, right below me, standing in the open area between the tower and the trees, just standing there, looking up at me. I froze. "Hello?" I called out. He didn't respond, didn't move. We just stared at each other for maybe 10, 15 seconds, felt longer. Then slowly, he raised his hand, not waving, just lifting it, like some kind of acknowledgement. And then he turned around and walked back into the forest. No light, nothing, gone. Yeah, that was creepy, but for some reason, I convinced myself it was just another hiker. Maybe he saw me up there and didn't want to bother me. I don't know. It didn't sit right, though. I stayed outside a bit longer. Nothing else happened. So I went back in, got into my sleeping bag, and tried to sleep. It wasn't easy. The wind was hitting the windows. The whole structure made these creaking noises. But eventually, I fell asleep. I don't know how long I was out. But suddenly, I woke up. Everything was quiet, too quiet, still dark outside. At first, I didn't know why I woke up. Then I heard it. A sound, metal, creaking, soft, slow. The ladder. Someone was climbing up. I sat up immediately. Listened again. Creak, creak, step by step. They were coming up. I couldn't tell how far they were, but I could hear the top of the ladder moving slightly with each step. My heart started racing. I got out of my sleeping bag, grabbed my backpack without even thinking, and moved toward the door. As I stepped onto the ledge, the sound changed. Faster, louder, like they were rushing, trying to reach the top before I got there. Then suddenly, silence. I froze, waited. Nothing. I slowly walked around the ledge, toward the ladder opening. My heart was pounding. I looked down. No one on the ladder. I just stood there, confused. Then, footsteps right behind me, fast, running across the wooden walkway. I turned just in time to catch a glimpse, a dark figure moving past the windows on the other side. I didn't think. I just reacted. I dropped onto the ladder and started climbing down as fast as I could. My hands were slipping. My whole body was shaking. I could hear movement above me. They were there, right above, chasing me, halfway down. I looked up, and I saw it. A head, peeking over from the top, watching me. I didn't stop. The second my feet hit the ground, I ran straight into the forest. Didn't look back. Didn't stop. Somehow, I still had my backpack with me. I don't even remember grabbing it, but thank God I did. With my flashlight and GPS, I managed to find my way back. It took hours, but I made it to my car. I got in and drove. I didn't stop. I didn't look back, and I never went there again.